why don't you tell the people why you wanted to talk about Taylor Swift so much?
I've had this deep personal connection to Taylor Swift for as long as I can remember. And this podcast is very much like my coming out party for being a Taylor Swift stan.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hello everyone, my name's Louise and my mate Elly.
Hello.
Hello. She and I have decided to start a podcast about Taylor Swift and just about how she's a businesswoman, how she's an advocate, an ally for the queer community, for women's rights these days, and just basically how great she is as a musical artist. Elly, why don't you tell the people why you wanted to talk about Taylor Swift so much?
I've had this deep personal connection to Taylor Swift for as long as I can remember. And this podcast is very much like my coming out party for being a Taylor Swift stan. Which, you know what? It sounds really silly, but it's a big deal. And I want people to know beyond my sort of direct circle that, you know what? I dig this chick. She's a cool chick. Everything that Louise just said is true. She's an incredible woman. And she makes some pretty good bangers that we've all definitely listened to in our car, whether we like to admit it or not.
Yeah.
That we kind of just want to go through and sort of talk about our experiences. And I know Louise and I sort of picked up this podcast at all because we met at work and started just, having conversations about pop culture and being like, oh, this is a person I can talk to about, Shane Dawson conspiracy theories and what Jeffree Star's doing. And, oh, hang on a minute. She likes Taylor Swift. And I'm like, oh, do I trust her with this information? And so I did. I tested the waters. And then next thing you know, we're talking about Taylor Swift every day.
Yeah, every day.
And we're like, let's put all of this into one place and make it a podcast. And people can listen to us.
I guess a little preview of what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about the upcoming album Lover, obviously, of course, and then we're going to probably run through in reverse chronological order of all her other albums, and talk about them, how they impacted on our lives, how it changed the music game if it did, and all that kind of fun stuff as well. It's not just about her being a businesswoman or her being an activist. We just want to make a podcast that talks about someone we admire, someone we love, and someone we've grown up with. And I'm sure all those Taylor Swift stans out there can resonate and appreciate that message because, Taylor Swift is someone I feel like has grown up a lot and we've grown up with her. And on that note, I actually have a question for you, Elly. I was just wondering, what is your favourite Taylor Swift song? See, that's a tough one.
Oh, it's so hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's going to be one of those questions where I'll say an answer and then I'll be like, no, I didn't mean it. Because I'll think of something else. I really, really love Almost Do from Red.
Oh, yep. That's a good one.
It's just I think the Red album in particular for me, it was a very big deal. So when we talk about that, I think, a lot more sort of will come out of it as to how I was just at a very emotional point in my life. So there are songs on that album. But also Last Kiss, I remember that was my on repeat song.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
I
think
that
Red
was epic.
I think Red was the last Taylor Swift album I physically bought. You know what I mean? When people were still buying CDs, that was the last album I physically bought, and I still have that album in my car because my car still has a CD player. So I listen to it. I listen to Red and I sing Red. Red is just such a good song. But yeah.
What was yours? What is yours?
Mine is, I have to say, Fearless. That song,
classic.
Fearless, the word fearless embodies who I am, but the Fearless, the song also embodies how I love people. You know what I mean? when I love people who deserve my love and who I love dearly and to the end, that's how I love them. I love them fearlessly. And I think that song was just, it was just an empowering love song. I don't know how that, if you know what I mean, like it's an empowering love song. And I think that's why I love Fearless so much.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good one. I mean, like those early albums, like in those like early days when you're sort of growing up and someone's speaking to you on a level that no one else is, it's like you get some really deep cuts from Taylor where she's just like, she hits a moment in your life.
Yeah.
And I just feel like you can't let it go. But so I mean, we could talk about her songs all the time, and I'm really excited for Lover to come out so that we can kind of like just listen and I can't wait.
Yeah. And if they can agree with us, they can disagree with us, they can write to us, whether it be an angry letter, or like if you have any like Taylor Swift like conspiracy theories that you want us to test out. Because, like, I love a good conspiracy theory, let's be honest. So if you want us to explore some Taylor Swift conspiracy theories, some Taylor Swift lore, we can, like, totally go into that. Lore being Lore. Come on, guys. Not the law, L-A-W. Lore, L-O.
No, we don't know anything about that. We're not qualified to speak on the law.
And I think also this is just a fun place for us to just vent our opinions and our ideas in just like a safe space. So this is a safe space for us. And just remember we're people too. And we'll remember that you're people too. So please be kind to us. I know there's a lot of Swifties out there, like me included. I'm a Taylor Swift stan. I've been one for 10, 11 years now, ever since I was 17. So I just feel like, let's be kinder to one another while we're talking about Taylor Swift. But if you have an opinion, feel free to voice it, though. We love to hear opinions, Ellie, don't we?
Yeah. Oh, we love opinions. We have many, and we're sure you do too. I think, as well, the sort of the prospect of starting this podcast, which is really exciting, is I know neither like Louise or I run fan accounts, and I have had an experience where I've voiced my opinion on Taylor Swift on Twitter before, and the response I got was really positive.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, please tell me you run a fan account." I don't. So this podcast is officially our fan account. We want to sort of be a little bit more part of the community. I mean, like, the response I've ever seen from Swifties has been, like, to me personally, has always been really positive. And I want this to be sort of a welcome space where, Swifties have the opportunity to, like, message us and be part of the conversation. And we're not expert Easter egg hunters either. So that's kind of where you guys come in, is we need you guys like messaging us being like, hey, you missed this one. There's a big theory, because like that's kind of the stuff that we want to see.
I'm looking at the Tumblr users here. Like, I know you guys are in it real deep. So we don't have to go down the rabbit hole sometimes, I know you guys on Tumblr are just like incessant, and just like your attention to detail is insane. And I love that for you guys. I just love that.
Totally. And I mean, like, that's not excluding our, like, Twitter Swifties either, because you guys are good at bringing up receipts. Yeah. And I love a good receipt.
We all love a good receipt.
If you've got a Twitter thread of, like, receipts in which, like, we're going to speak a lot about sort of things Taylor's done in the past as, like, a businesswoman, as an activist, as all that sort of stuff that maybe doesn't get sort of spoken about as much. If you've got sort of receipts on things she's done or donations she's made or places in which she's used her voice in a positive or a negative way, we definitely want to see that stuff too, because it's like, I think this is, at the end of the day, we kind of love her, and we know, like, love her for the parts of our lives that she's touched, but it's a really great opportunity to sort of get to know her more as a woman and sort of dive into why she's made such a massive impact on people so deeply, to the point that, Swifties are an army. Like, they're ride or dies. And I definitely can't wait to delve more into sort of why that is as well.
Yeah, of course.
What could be a really cool activity before we start is, we're going to speak about this in the first episode, but there's a question we both asked each other, which was, what was your gateway, Taylor? And we talk about this a lot in episode 1, but we would like to know kind of what your gateway, Taylor, was. Sort of, what year did you discover her? Was it a song? Was it an interview? Like, where were you in your life when you discovered Taylor Swift and realized that, you know what, I'm going to be a fan of this girl. I'm going to stick around, and she's made an impact on me. If you have a Gateway Taylor story, please let us know, because we want to get to know you just as much as you're going to get to know us.
The main message here is, guys, listen to us talk shit, listen to us talk about Taylor Swift, because you're going to have a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah, of course, always.